Following yesterday's rather disappointing update on Battlefield 6, which brought a lot of bugs and broke a bunch of things, DICE is now very hard at work to try to resolve most of the problems that were happening. Today they released a pretty detailed post over on X explaining the measures they took in order to fix everything. Among those measures, they also said they're taking a lot of community feedback into account currently regarding breakthrough vehicle balance, as well as the dreaded 48 player count. Yes guys, they're probably experimenting with 64 players as we speak, and they might bring it back in the very near future. If you're still playing Battlefield 6, likes and subscriptions are appreciated for a small creator, thank you so much. Now let's get into this full detailed breakdown. They began their post by saying, with this week's release of Game Update Winter Offensive, many of you jumped in right away, shared your first impressions and highlighted issues and unexpected behaviors. Thank you for the quick, detailed feedback. It helps us move fast and stay focused on what matters the most. We want to give you a clear status update on the issues we are tracking, the work already completed and our near-term and future plans. This is where that 64 players breakthrough that I mentioned earlier comes into play a little bit later in the video. The team has been reviewing all reports since the update, including items related to breakthrough, the firing range, portal, main menu and performance topics such as micro stuttering on PC, along with several other issues raised by the community. So tomorrow on Steam on December the 12th, they're releasing an update to resolve the micro stuttering issue over on the PC side. It also includes improvements to the main menu and the firing range based on your recent reports. This is amazing. I'm actually very surprised how fast they acted on that. Thank you so much. On December the 15th, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and the EA app will have a hotfix which includes resolution for issues related to the main menu and the firing range being bugged. They say that their goal is to keep you informed, show where resolutions are progressing and set expectations for what's coming next. Along with those fixes, they're saying that Battle Pass tier skipping with Winter Offensive bonus pad has also been resolved. We had identified an issue affecting tier skipping on the Winter Offensive bonus pad. This was temporarily disabled across all platforms. Following a resolution, this is now enabled once again, and you're now able to tier skip with the bonus pad. This is also very nice. Thank you so much for the fix. Changes to soldier momentum have also been resolved. They say we have confirmed inconsistencies where players were losing too much momentum during successive jumps, also known as bunny hopping, as well through sliding. These issues have now been resolved and players should now hold speed in tandem prior to this game update. So the movement nerfs which happened with the Winter Offensive launch have now also been resolved. I already made a video about this yesterday, but if you're not up to speed, basically what they did was just kill movement to the ground and they did not want to do that. So now you will have the movement you had the exact same way before the update, which I think is also fine. The other issue they resolved is that Conquest ticket count went back to 1000 tickets instead of 1200 tickets. They say Conquest tickets counts were appearing lower than intended on some servers. We have implemented a resolution to restore the correct value of 1200. This is also very nice for the Conquest players. Thank you so much. Main menu navigation. They say resolution underway via hotfix. This was coming on the 15th. Some players are experiencing a hard lock on the bulletin panel or difficulty navigating main menu tiles, or in some cases selecting ice lock and receiving the original variant of Manhattan Bridge. I guess they meant Empire State, not Manhattan Bridge, whatever. We have reproduced these issues and applied a temporary solution while a hotfix takes place shortly to address it fully. Also very nice. They also touched upon bot stats tracking over on your profile inside the game. Earlier this year, we removed bot kills from player stats, but encountered a related issue that prevented us from removing deaths in the same way. This resulted in inconsistencies on the stats page. And while we work on resolving the underlying bug, we have temporarily re-enabled bot kills to keep values aligned. Our goal is to fully resolve this issue in future updates, and we are currently investigating improvements to the profile page that allow customization of what statistics you want to show, providing you with more ways to express your Battlefield career. You heard them, soldiers, your career will be now more expressible through the Battlefield 6 profile page. Wonderful. Now here is the big thing. We have also been reviewing your feedback around other changes within this update and want to highlight the main themes we are seeing across community channels. First, breakthrough. Many of you shared concerns that the increase in attacker vehicles can make certain maps difficult to defend, especially with fewer players per team, and that additional anti-vehicle options may be needed. We also heard strong sentiment around player count and pacing, with some players preferring the intensity of 64-player breakthrough or map-specific player counts to better match each layout. Players also pointed out that objective placement and sector flow can contribute to imbalance on certain maps, and that improving defender access or reducing early attacker momentum may be more impactful than vehicle changes alone. Finally, we saw reports of new vehicles spawning while earlier ones were still active, which led to more pressure on defenders than intended. We rolled out a resolution yesterday as a part of our ongoing tuning for breakthrough, and we will continue to monitor for new occurrences. Your feedback continues to guide the direction of our breakthrough improvements, and we will share more as future adjustments take shape. Just as I predicted in my earliest videos when I mentioned that how many vehicles the attackers have on breakthrough is going to put tremendous pressure on defense, and surprise surprise, exactly that happened. You cannot just decrease the overall player count on breakthrough and then give everybody more vehicles, and by everybody I mean of course only the attacking team, because if you remember they also removed the tank from defense for some reason. I feel like the best thing they can do right now is just revert back to breakthrough while it was still playable, so 64 players, and bring back the original vehicle distribution we used to have somewhere around, I would say, launch day, I suppose, and then you can work from there. The problem with breakthrough isn't the amount of players and it isn't the amount of vehicles. In my humble opinion, I know many people will disagree, I believe the maps are just kinda bad for breakthrough. The time to action in Battlefield 6 is absolutely crazy. I think it's the fastest time to action ever in a Battlefield game. What I mean by that is that you will be under fire basically in 2 seconds after you spawn. This is how the maps were designed, and this is how the general pacing and flow of the game has been designed. Now when you take this design philosophy and you put it on a linear game mode like breakthrough, and let's say we are playing, I don't know, Empire State, we are defending, it's gonna be pretty hard to not be under fire basically 24/7. This is what led to people saying they need to take a breather during breakthrough, it's too much chaos, they cannot relax or whatever, and this is why in my opinion they probably designed casual breakthrough for those people who just cannot find their bearings in the super chaotic nature of the 64 player breakthrough. So here's my solution, so people don't always say I'm only complaining and never offering solutions. Make the casual breakthrough 48 players only. For those people who just wanna relax and chillax, I guess they can just go play the 48 player breakthrough. But for the rest of us who just wanna play, you know, PvP in a first person shooter, I know it's kinda shocking I wanna play PvP against other players in a shooter game, but hey, let me have 64 players because I believe 64 players is basically Battlefield. I want 64 players to be available, if you ask me, on every game mode. I want the Rush to be 64 players, I want Domination to be 64 players, you know how we had it back in the old days. Unfortunately, I know, and you guys know also, of course, we cannot really have that without a server browser. So matchmaking here is kind of cucking us, but it is what it is, right? I will take them just going back to 64 player breakthrough for now, and then just take it from there. How do you feel about 64 player breakthrough or 48 player casual breakthrough? Let me know down in the comment section. We have also seen a growing amount of feedback around air-to-air combat, also known as dogfighting. In response, we are reviewing targeted changes to improve these encounters. Early next year, we plan to reduce jet cannon damage to increase the average life expectancy for jet pilots. Beyond Season 1, we are investigating a dedicated air radar system that will help with visibility and situational awareness during air engagements. As always, your feedback plays an important role in shaping our priorities. If you have been playing since the update, we would love to hear how vehicles feel now and which aspects of vehicle gameplay matter most to you moving forward. See you on the battlefield. That's pretty interesting. I don't know what vehicle changes. I mean, that changes nothing about the vehicles other than, as we know, giving attackers a million tanks on breakthrough. Nothing really changed with the tanks or the infantry fighting vehicles as far as I'm aware. If something changed and I'm not aware of it, do let me know down in the comment section. I know nothing happened. We were even memeing over on X that nothing really happened with the vehicles. So I'm not sure what they're talking about here. Was there some stealth changes done to the tanks or something like that? I don't know. But I'll say this, man, holy, waiting nearly, what, 3-4 months just to get air radar in a Battlefield game is pretty rough. You know, I feel pretty bad for the pilots. I'm sorry you have to wait so long just to get, you know, a basic mechanic we had in Battlefield 3 and BF4 on freaking launch day. But hey, at least you're gonna get it. So I suppose better late than never. So that's for our jet pilots. And that basically wraps up the entire post. Rest is just a bunch of PR garbage, and I'm not gonna waste your time reading that. So that basically sums up the video. If you enjoyed it, then please consider leaving a like and a subscription. Have a great, wonderful weekend, and I'll see you guys on Monday. This is Ace, signing out. Peace.